Welcome back to Poland-Lithuania, and it's high time now to prepare for our war against the Russian Empire. And instead of just declaring war for acquire core, we will make use of the ability to hopefully get a bit of reduced infamy by fabricating a claim first. So we will start doing that right now, and hopefully we won't take too big of an infamy hit. There's always rolling the dice on that one. But if we're going to take Estonia, we might as well make a claim for it first and then hope for the best. The Estonian nation consists mostly of, well, Estonian, but there's also a lot of Russians who have moved in here. About 20-30% Russian in almost all the territories. Especially Ösel seems to be a primary, like there's so few Estonians on Ösel. It's mostly Russians, and when there's not Russians, there are Ukrainians. So yeah, they're having a hard time there. So we need to save them from the Russians. We will do so. We will save them and then put them under Poland instead. For some that might be an improvement, for others, who knows? Especially not the Russians there, they won't be too happy about that. But what are you gonna do? Nothing can stop us, especially not the Russian Empire, because they're way too weak for it. And we are 200 days away from being done with that justification for war. Our technology is top notch. They are catching up, unfortunately, in technology. But we currently have 23 and they have 20. Yes, 20. They do have some ships. Unfortunately, we got there, so it will take some more time to get done. I want the one that gives plus 25. I'll see, 5.8 infamy is more manageable and will be reduced much faster than taking 11 hits. So that's the most optimal route. And you know what's going to happen? What's going to happen is that when we take Orsha, we will take another decision, most likely, and that will give us cores on Estonia. Just like what happened with Kiev. But, you know, so it might not be the most optimal way of doing it, but who cares? You're not supposed to do everything optimally. At least I don't. I know a lot of people like to play these games to as optimal as possible. Let's call it that. But I am not one of them. I actually prefer to sometimes just play to have just simply fun. And for some people, of course, playing optimally is fun. That's the fun part of it. But personally, not so much. Not so much. Sure, if they coincide, but for most of me, it is just plain simple playing to play. That's the enjoyable part. Oh well, now I'm rambling about things that doesn't matter. People should just play however they want. And that should be it. There we are. And turn speed back up and move on with our lives. We're simply now in waiting for this thing. And an interesting thing that happened is that Switzerland invented world wars, which is interesting considering their neutrality. But is that Ireland is the 7th greatest power on Earth. And that is an Ireland without having Ulster. It's an Ireland without having Galway. I don't know if Galway is important in Ireland or has ever been. But they still don't have them. So there are fewer territories for them to become a great power through. And still they are a great power with this divided up, chopped up Ireland. So that's pretty cool. And they're actually at war with someone here. Ireland is part of the war against Denmark-Norway, when Denmark-Norway is trying to get back territory from Sweden. And Ireland is intervening on that. Holy hell. Holy shit. Are you kidding me? 189,000 Irish soldiers? That, don't mess with Ireland. That's all I'm gonna say. But now we will mess with other people instead. They have a truce with Hungary, that doesn't matter to us, and we will acquire state, and we will take Estonia. We will take Estonia, and they will thank us for it. There we go. Declare war on the Russian Empire. As well as lower speed, and start on. The Netherlands, Portuguese things, and... they don't actually have all South Africa as an ally anymore. That's disappointing. And then we will, after that, claim Orsha as part of our territory. And now we will move in troops from all sides here. Holy shit, they are having some issues, Austria. with militant socialists, but mostly with Austrian fascists, so we might see fascists here. And, very fittingly, we got a gas attack. So, yeah. Have fun with that. Have fun with that, Russia. Fun dealing with our armies when we have a gas attack. Let's try it with this guy and see if it's any effective. This will actually be a very advanced Russian force, and they are taking initial losses that are numerous. It might prove to be a devastating attack. I bet it already is a devastating attack, but I mean, it could be better for our side. Could definitely be better, especially now when they have reinforcements. Well, the reinforcements are dying, making them die more rapidly, but they still have more men than my army has, and they're taking even more men. So I think we're gonna send another army, just in case. Just in case. Actually, now we don't have to. Now we can send them up here to chase the Russians. There we are. And this army is doing great. And I was wondering a few episodes back why my armies were doing so badly. And it was, pointing out to let morale and organization get back up after a battle and letting them rest up a little bit. And that's very true. I completely forgot about that in the heat of the battles. So we'll have to fix that. Let's kill the Russians here in Blitz. And follow the Russians to Viazma. It's going to be great. And now we can probably add a war goal of acquire core, Orsha. And we could probably get the whole repay debts thing. Everything that makes the Russians weaker is good for us. I wonder if the Russians are the ones in charge of the war. They are, and that's very good for us. That's very good for us, in fact. Overall, the Polish war machine is moving forward. But they are still sending more and more reinforcement here. Viazma is turning into a bloody battle involving hundreds of thousands of men, so I will send one more army up north to help out with that. And to make sure that the Russians don't, well, get any ideas. Because every Polish soldier is precious. We need to protect all of our Polish-Lithuanian soldiers as long as we can. And Ireland is like intervening on everyone's side for some reason. Holy shit. Yeah, that's interesting. Czechoslovakia is now a thing. And they have a thin strip along our borders. What the hell? Now I kind of want to attack them, but that would involve me... Oh god. Yeah, definitely. The threats to the modern world are many. Communism, fascism, tyranny in all forms. If the free and democratic nations of the world are to survive, we must stand together. Polish-Lithuanian leaders are calling on the government to initiate closer ties to a fellow democratic nation. Trinidad. Yeah, fellow close diplomatic nation. Yeah, sure. Trinidad. I have nothing against Trinidad, but call them close is... I mean, that's lying a little bit. Is Moscow the new capital? Sure, good. Then we can take Ingria in a future war. Shut them out from the Baltic Sea. Wouldn't that be beautiful? It would be very, very beautiful, in fact. Battle Viazma. 100,000 Russians dead. 44,000 Polish dead. Cost us 3 armies, and I will return with 2 of them for safekeeping and recharging. Let's make them sound like batteries. Yeah, soldiers need to be recharged. 14,000 men are all that is left. I think most of these will have to... Yeah, they will have to be getting some replacements after a while. But that's fine. That's things that happen in wars. Men are lost. And removing the hunting rebels so we can finally control them again. And the Russians are coming with more and more men. Militant socialists were the ones taking over here, but we need more men to come up north here and protect the center. And we will go to Muscovy here to enforce our will upon them, and also to annihilate all their armies where they're standing. We could pull on one of these armies down here, and maybe we should add a war goal of repay debts. It will give us some prestige. And prestige is pretty fun. So yeah, that battle is going well. Let's go and make sure that Orsha doesn't fall. And now with these armies recovering a little bit, we can move in. Catalonia wants an alliance, or yeah, establish an alliance there, sure. That is fine. That is fine by me. And we lost Polotsk as well. That's less decent than it should be. Let's make sure that we don't lose more. Vitebsk. Let's take out Vitebsk. Oh, they lost Vitebsk as well. God damn it. And these armies, yeah, I should have let them rest more. They're taking too much damage. Yeah, I'm failing on my own advice. I'm bad at that. Definitely failing over here. Yeah, I should have let them rest more. My bad, my bad. Let's see here, they can retreat in 1 day more. Good, now retreat. Yeah, that was really my bad. What happened to those armies? Did they evaporate? No, they did not. Russians are willing to acquire Estonia, acquire Orsha, repay debts. Excellent. We'll keep everything we've gained. And it doesn't seem like there were more events that would give me additional territory. Austria had to release Trieste. That's going to cause an international riot. Everyone's going to go for that, I believe. And now it's the case of trying to make all the armies, get more men. Okay, so Estonia, you are part of our territory. We will send some intellectuals for you. They were previously in Latvia, but I think you might need them. And doesn't really mean... gotta make sure I know what I'm saying. Now, you don't need intellectuals per se, but it will improve your reading capabilities. And make sure that you will be a good and productive member of Polish-Lithuanian society. Unfortunately, this made us trip down to 5th place, somehow. North German Federation, of course. There's very little we can do when their machine has started rolling again. All we can hope for is that they will die. Trieste and Montenegro wants to have alliances, and that is fine. We can do that. Trieste has 3,000 men. They have almost the same flag as Austria, which is unfortunate, considering they're so close to each other. And I'm still not a fan of this Slovakia bit. Can I declare war for taking that? And it's only one region. All of this is only one region. And it's actually only 3 provinces, but it looks awful at the moment. And we have the rest of Slovakia. We have Bratislava, and whoever has Bratislava has the important matters, or the part that matters. Yeah, these men have already lost. I think they're already lost the things that made them weak. Like these ones need. Well, this actually needs only to recuperate. And so does most of them actually. It's this army that has lost infantry. And quite a bit of it. 3 infantry and 1... Kingdom of Italy, sure. 3 infantry and 1 hussar. We'll go to Grodno. And this one has not lost anything. Is there any other army that I've forgotten about? Except for these 2 armies down here that I may or may not have forgotten. Beyond that, actually, this was a brilliant, brilliant war, and the borders are looking better than ever. Maybe taking Pskov or Novgorod and Ingria would make it look even better. Not really, because then we would have to take this area to make it a bit better. Then we might as well take this area, and maybe if we took all of this, it will look better, but that infamy is gonna take a while. So as much as it would please me to have nicer borders, it's gonna take a while for that to happen. Transnistria could also be pretty fun to have, as well as Crimea. There's a lot of places really that would be good to have or to own. But we have to temper ourselves for now. We can't be this aggressive. And these armies down here. So yeah, I think we will turn our attention to Slovakia and claim this. There's actually a lot of people who live here, especially in this part, Ungvar. It's split between Hungarians and Ukrainians, so it's not really very Slovakian at all. And it has 310,000 men, and it has coal. And coal is pretty cool. I think we're going to support our industry now with some shift work, and then I guess electrical power generation. Those will be the things that we will aim for right now. Other than that, I think this episode will have been dedicated to the war against Russia. Even though it was a real stomp, it proved that the Polish-Lithuanian army can be really unstoppable if managed correctly. And if missing and pushing them too hard, that's the only time when they will actually have any real problems. Let's just call them that. So I hope you've enjoyed this great war for the establishment or protection of Estonia and reclamation of Orsha. And I hope to see you next time as well. See you next time.